Epstein Files Part 2. This shit gets crazy, so let's get into it. Now let's jump to the Donald Trump part where the documents say this 13 or 14-year-old girl was allegedly assaulted, was forced to give oral to Donald Trump and bit him, then she was assaulted by Jeffrey Epstein. Now keep in mind that they released this document, then they deleted it. Weird. It's also important to note that this was on the document as well. The complainant was spoken to and was deemed not credible. Additional research shows 3 separate incidences involving police which requested in mandatory psychiatric evaluations. Interesting. Then we move on to Hollywood director Brett Ratner, who was seen with Epstein with a couple of girls. Don't know their ages, but it's also important to note that in 2023, he fled to Israel. And we can't look over the fact that he just directed Melania's new movie that just came out. What kind of move is this? Then we have Jeffrey Epstein getting invited to Mar-a-Lago in 2012 after Christmas, which is way after their falling out with him and Trump. So again, a lot more questions than answers. Now, just a couple days ago, we had a massive crash pertaining to gold and silver. Now, what if I told you this is linked to the Epstein Files? Now, this is the CEO of JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon. Yeah, the same guy who under oath said he didn't know Epstein at all. Who is, you guessed it, in the Epstein Files as well. It says here in 2012, Jeffrey Epstein was planning a dinner meeting with Jamie Dimon himself. Now, why is this important? That's because JP Morgan is the world's largest holder of physical silver with over 750 million physical ounces. And remember, JP Morgan just a couple years ago paid almost $300 million to the Epstein victims themselves. It's all starting to make sense now, doesn't it? And it's gonna get wild across the board in the financial world because don't know if you guys knew this, that Metropolitan Capital Bank has just failed, marking the first bank to fail in 2026. Buckle up. Then we have Ghislaine Maxwell's bank statements that says Captain Nautica's St. Thomas Boat Rentals. Now, why does this sound familiar? That's because it's the same name as this Disney cruise line, Captain Nautica's snorkeling adventure, which they had to stop in Little St. James, aka Epstein's Island. And here she is hosting something called Happy Family Disney Day back in 1985. And this picture just gives it away even more because the name of her company, Terramar, deals with sea exploration, submarines, and she had a submarine license. So there's that. Now there's a whole lot more I'm going to break down on my YouTube, The Maverick Approach, but let me know what you guys think about all this down below.
Yeah. So, like, if you ever want to know what's going on in the world and when things are about to happen, just pay attention to the price of gold and silver. Gold and silver always goes up or spikes extremely high before some war that's about to happen. So he said that old boy had 750 million ounces of silver. So silver is currently, I believe, at 103. Hold on, let me check JM Bullion real quick. According to JM Bullion, let's see. Silver, oh, it took a dip. It was at 103. It's currently at $87.74, right? So the spike that it dropped from $100, $105, $103 to $87.04. But still, if you own 750 million ounces of silver and an ounce costs $874, you do the math. I keep telling people, money is not fiat money. It's in commodities like land, gold, silver, if things that you can physically trade, like goods, like even if you own like a winery, right? If you own livestock, right? You own oil, gas, right? These things are commodities to be traded, right? Goods, textiles, right? These are commodities. I mean, even precious stones. I mean, I don't deal in stones, but My game is gold and silver, right? That is my savings account. When I bought into silver, it was $17.75 when I bought in 10 years ago, right? And now it's at $87 in a matter of 10 years, and have a nice amount of silver, So, people have different games, real estate, gold, silver, uh, oil and gas, you understand, oil, wine. But if you ever want to know what's going on in the world, just pay attention to the price of gold and silver. Always spikes before some type of conflict happens, right? All right, but let's hop into the next one. You know what I'm saying?